flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old style beers out at the game. Let's go, Cubby, Son Ranto, Son Ranto, Son Ranto and the lovable loser. Son Ranto, Son Ranto, Son Ranto and the lovable losers. Son Ranto.
Son Ranto!
Oh, I accidentally played the old theme song or the new theme song, the new old theme song. Yeah, it was different. It got us grooving instead of rocking.
Oh, it was a different song? I totally missed it. I was like, hey, I got a minute.
You've heard it. It's the one that's like the samba one. The one with IFG and Crawley.
Oh, okay.
When he cut me out.
Yeah, it was when we had Lyle on administrative leave.
Yeah.
It was during that period of time.
Listen,
so.
I still contend that whatever HR thought happened didn't happen, okay? It didn't happen. I didn't touch you there.
Well, as part of your court-ordered well, you're not supposed to talk about this. Let's just put it that you are under a gag order, I believe. And by
you were the one gagging.
Absolutely gagging.
Oh, I set you up for that one. Well, welcome to the Son Ranto Show, brought to you by the Bleacher Bunch on the Fans First Network and all of our paid Patreon supporters. Find out more about how you can become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/bleacherbunch, because then you can join Discord and hang out with us. That's really the number one reason. We're going to give you extra content throughout the year. So that's a reason. And the other reason, it's only $1. And that's like the equivalent of 40 cents pre-COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great deal. And I mean, who wouldn't want to spend more time with us? 2 hours a week is not enough.
Well, it's enough time for me to spend with you, Michael. I will say that.
Well, that is true.
I was like, kind of reached my quota by the end of the show. I'm like, we
hit your limit.
We talk a little bit after. I'm like, okay, yeah, enough, buddy. Yeah, go talk to your wife about these things. I don't really care. That's really,
yeah.
Anyway, hashtag chance.
And she's like, I don't need to hear any more about the Cubs. Go talk to Danny.
Yeah, well, go back on that show. Yeah. And anyway, we're especially brought to you by Blake Beard, Bernie Barron, Brandon Olderback, just basically because they give us more money and support the show at that greater of a financial level. And if you want to be named at the beginning of the show, well, then pony up, Buttercup.
Pony up, you little bitches.
So it's patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Where you do
and there are other perks to that too. I know before I go to bed every night, those three are in my prayers.
Yeah, when I'm prayed for. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every night. So you got that going for you.
Oh, and Danny sends you that nightly peenie pic.
Yep, the nightly dick pic right in your DMs. I slide in there nightly. Yeah, you just get to see the old toddler pain right up close. And then
all 3 inches of Irish Dynamite.
And if you don't want to see that, you could also get the Ranter calendar. That is a choice. Like you either get the toddler pain pics from me. They're not actual toddler. I'm a 51, Phil was 52-year-old man. It's not. I'm just talking about the size. I'm comparing it to when I was that age. Never grew. Just
that just I don't know that you're making it any better, Dave.
I'm not. I really not. I tried to backtrack. I'm like, in these troubled times, we've already been banned on every single account.
Epstein Danny. That's why we're the 69th best podcast.
Nice. Mm-hmm. And Alex says the calendar seems like a better option. It is, and they're all sent out. Everybody, except for the ones that I'm going to see on Sunday. A lot of you guys are going to hang out with us at Almost Home. Games at 2 p.m. Central. Cubs are playing the Sox.
Oh, they're going to air one?
They decided. Well, I phoned them up. I said, I talked to Cole Wright. I got a guy on the inside. I go, hey, listen, Cub fans are really pretty upset about this thing about how they're paying $25 a month for Marquee Network. And you're showing about a third of the spring training games. What gives?
$25 a month?
With taxes, yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Holy
Yeah, it's a-
shit. That's fucking crazy. I mean, you can get like stars and watch like movies with
could get
movie stars in
Hulu,
it.
Netflix, HBO,
HBO.
Plus for the same price as
Less.
you get Marquee.
The really bad thing for Cole Wright is that they didn't even give him a choice. They just pull that out of his paycheck.
Yeah,
And then they tell him he has to call the game while watching it.
oh, Dominic's name is misspelled in the calendar.
If everybody who has their calendars, we'll send them back to Danny, and he's going to make the correction, then he'll send them back out.
Don't worry, just send them back. You return to sender. I'll go in there, a little white out, put Dominic's name correctly. What did I put? I mean, obviously it's a typo. You know,
Domino Galoric.
Domino caloric.
Yeah.
So
You ain't wrong.
David Elliott says you get more by paying $25 a month to Son Ranto. You do. You get.
You do. Also, we'll illegally stream the games here on StreamYard if everybody just stays quiet about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. Which we will. It's that Mark Zuckerberg that always tells about us.
Right.
We're also brought to you by our sponsors, In the Clutch Shirts and Matt Kammerer's Permanent Paintings. They don't pay us except in prizes. So all the prizes we give away, the artwork that Matt Kammerer provides to the Son Ranto Show, like that is how he supports us, and so you should support him by buying his stuff. And In the Clutch shirt, same thing. And as I mentioned, we're going to be hanging out, a bunch of us, on Sunday, so come on through. That's March the 1st. It's almost March. Spring is about to spring or sprung.
Not where I'm at.
Yeah, not really here either, but
it's supposed to come back tomorrow. We had it last week, and then it got cold again. Tomorrow it's supposed to be back in the 60s. Like it's supposed to come back this weekend.
That's crazy. It hasn't been 60 here since like the first week of November. It hasn't been above 45 since the first week of November.
A lot of people in here saying Chance in the chat, which I appreciate, because you could win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. Joey's here. He made a great video that I'm going to play a little bit later. He makes a lot of great videos. If you want to see a lot of
it, really does.
Go to our TikTok. He also puts them on the Ranchers page on Facebook.
To the TikTok, ticket.
He's really good at
that. You don't stop.
That's
the bang bang boogie. I know.
All of our Cubs videos, or his Cubs videos that he makes, it's drying up Lake Michigan for the perfect reason, which is to stick it to the Ricketts. Like if you're gonna dry up Lake Michigan, let's use as many copyrighted, trademarked materials about the Cubs as we can before they get wise to us and take all our videos down.
Stick it to the Ricketts. BYOB Wrigley.
You know what I say to that?
I would love
I
that.
say,
except for I don't drink anymore.
This.
What?
I just point to you guys talking about sticking it to the Ricketts, and I say this because that is my motto for the year.
Yeah.
Stick it to the Ricketts.
Stick it to the Ricketts, unless we win the World Series, which we really could do.
Danny, we both already forgot that the motto for this season is this.
This.
Yeah.
This. I know. I had to say it like 5 times.
I was like, "What is he
Lyle
saying?"
Picked up on it.
I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah, I know. Well,
Why does he keep saying
like,
this?
Is this another unfortunate Tourette's incident this week?
Yeah. Michael went full Mitch McConnell last weekend. Last weekend, we're like, what happened to him? Lyle texted me. Is like, he okay?
Yeah.
But anyway, I did want to make Michael lose his mind early in the show by talking about the
DH. Oh, no.
The D. Well, we might get into DH once he gets going and the juices get flowing. But this was the first full week that we've seen the ABS system and batters, pitchers, and catchers who are really good at playing baseball.
They've been really good. What I liked about it is the players. I mean, I think they were batting 999 on calling out on the refs. I mean, I think I only saw one wrong call by the player where they said, "No, this is wrong. That's a strike."
Yeah, was it the pitcher that did it? And
I
can't remember which team, but pitcher was like,
catchers,
I'm calling it, and the catcher's like, motherfucker, shut up.
The catchers and the hitters have been amazing The pitchers maybe not as much, but the catchers and the hitters have been unbelievable.
And I mean, even in today's game, I was listening on the radio because, of course, it's this is not one of the ones that Cole Wright could get us played today's game. However, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in California on the West Coast, they managed to shit out a freaking one-man broadcast. And then there was also the Royals managed to broadcast, as did the Padres this week. Thank you, other teams, for caring about the training of your players.
Yeah.
I mean, 162 is not enough, people.
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought.
It's still cold.
Tons of ABS, and they were almost all correct. I mean, the umpire was always wrong, is what I'm saying. They were almost always right. The catchers, the batters, the pitcher, whoever was calling them, usually the batter, I think, was correct.
Yeah, it is usually the batter that does it. And I mean, look, it's fine. Like it's going to eventually, like it's going to make it so that the pitchers just throw more strikes and then there's more hits. And that's going to be good in the minds of some people. But, whatever. It doesn't do anything for me. The one thing, here's the thing that I thought was amazing is that now that they're doing the ABS thing, they got rid of the box. Hold on. I'll let you jump in here in a second, but they got rid of the box, right? And what I love about this is that I don't know what kind of bullshit that they tried to claim. Oh, well, we don't want to have that on there for whatever. Blah, blah, blah. No, the reason they don't want it on there is because it's been wrong the whole fucking time. That box that we could see on the TV was not correct. It was not the actual fucking strike zone.
Now
and everybody who spent the last 5 years bitching on every social media, every time the fucking ball came in or out of that fucking box by a little bit, everybody freaked the fuck out. And then they go to the ABS and they're like, yeah, we got to get rid of the box because now everybody's going to know that we've been bullshitting with them in that thing.
Michael, ABS doesn't do it for you. Tell me this. Does anything do it for you? Anything? Does anything make you happy, Michael?
The box.
You like the box now. You hated the box.
I don't like the box. I don't like the box. I like.
That's not what she said.
I was making a double entendre joke. Yeah.
I like. That box. Yeah. No, I like when pitchers and catchers work together to massage the balls and figure out where the strikes are and just make things up a little bit. Make it up as they go. I want to.
There are going to be less of those. The catcher framing and moving the glove into position and getting
framing is a dead art now. It's now does not matter anymore. I mean, maybe because you only get a few of the challenges per game. And but I heard some of the announcers, was it the Padres announcers or the Royals? They were talking about the idea that let's say a guy's got a perfect game going and he's just,
perfect games
are you going to challenge?
Are well known for bad umping. They actually are.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Well, once the guy gets
maybe
so
not
far,
perfect games, but no hitters.
They're gonna get no hitters are gonna get some advantageous calls later in the game because they're gonna make the players work for it, the hitters work for it, and give the pitchers they're going to give him the calls.
If it's a high strike, he's going to get it in the perfect game. And now he's not going to get it because the batter's going to go like this, and everybody's going to hate that guy because he wouldn't have been able to do it before, and the umpire is going to call strike.
He's going to look like such a douche.
Well,
fucking Darwin Barney out there. Darwin Barney out there being like, hey, I don't think that was a strike.
I mean, you're not supposed to bunt at a guy in those situations. The unwritten rules, and now you don't even have to bunt. You don't even have to make contact with the ball, put it into play. You just go boop, 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 and you walk down to first base because it's ball 4.
I say until there's a hit in the game, they have to be able to tap their head and rub their belly at the same time.
I agree.
Most people learn to do that in about first grade, but sure.
And sing "Oh Danny Boy."
Yeah. Oh, now that's tough.
No, look, right now this is just getting in there. It's still spring training for the umps as well. I saw somebody put out a graphic showing these zones and how they've gone from like 2015 until now, and it's gotten really tight. Like the umps are actually really good, and while the whole like challenging thing, it doesn't do anything for me, but I will enjoy the shit out of every time they're wrong. Like that will make me happy. Like
basically
last week, somebody was off by like,
they're shaming the umps.
Yeah, the ball was out by like just a hair.
So like they say. So it says on the video. I mean, it's like the tennis shit. It looks cool. I'm not opposed to it. I feel like if it's there and we're watching the game and it's obvious, I feel like it should be corrected. It's like the NFL. They don't make all the calls because it's not in the rule book. I'm like, if something looks fucking obvious on TV and everybody at home knows it's wrong, just fucking fix it. If that's where we're at in the world, like just somebody make a call, be like, bring that fucking back. That was lame.
A game like today, though, it really added many minutes to the game because if every time that happened, it was like 8 seconds, let's say, but there were 6 maybe calls. I guess that's not much, but it takes 8 seconds to make the call, but then they got to reset. Now we're going to start again. Here comes the pitch. No, because if you are just correct the whole time, you don't lose your challenge.
Right.
And you can just keep challenging
but you only
all day long.
But if you do lose it,
2.
You get 2.
And then one for every clown ball extras. You have one every extra inning. You get a new one.
That really annoys me. I think since we're going to clown ball and it's all just fake baseball anyway, you don't get to challenge anything. You can't challenge anything on the bases. You can't challenge the pitches.
If you challenge it, your guy comes off second.
Yes, exactly.
You can use a challenge.
Go like this, your guy has to go in and sit down.
Yep. No matter what the call, whether it's right or wrong.
I will say this though, you are disappointing
he just has to
me,
move
Mike.
back to first.
I really thought you would be losing your mind and that you would really hate this ABS stuff so much. And the thing is, I feel like you've already said your piece. You're like, well, they want everybody to hit, so that's how it's going to be. And these idiots will ruin pitching, and then everybody have an ERA of 4.5 and whatever. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
do you think the strike zones got so tight over the years? Do you think MLB will bring them back? Do you think are we going to get closer to the knees and the letters, and there's going to be a bigger strike zone just in general because the computer says that's what it's going to be? I mean, it doesn't look like it so far from what I can tell, but
yeah, I don't know. I will say the thing that they are doing with the ABS, and if I had my choice, we wouldn't do it. But since they're doing it, as long as you leave it to the 3 guys that are really have a call on it, right? It's the catcher, the batter, and the pitcher, and they have to do it in the moment.
Not the special coach that's sitting behind home plate that's sending a signal to the head coach who's calling a timeout and causing 5 more minutes of chaos.
Yeah, that's what I hate about the replay on the bases. Every fucking play, every game, every play. Oh, hold on. We're looking. Oh, never mind. It's fine. I hate that. Like,
that's what holds it up. Yeah.
If the guy,
just as last year we sped up the game. Now we found a reason to slow it down.
To slow it down, though. That's too fast. I agree. It wasn't. Some of those games were too fast.
But I wish they could go back.
Michael, you'll get one. You'll get one more beer out of it.
Yeah, but I wish they would go to the players in the play. So the guy making the tag or the guy sliding, those are the only ones that can challenge.
Yeah,
I
but
wish they would go to that.
Usually they're the least knowable, like on the base. Everybody thinks they're fucking safe. They challenge every fucking one.
At least
and
video
everybody thinks
games.
that they made the tag too. But that's what's fucking fun about it. That's fun. The asshole sitting in there who is just looking at his fucking iPad trying to decide whether or not he thinks the guy's safe. That's boring and it sucks. You know, that's just boring. The other thing I want is no slow-mo during replays. They need to be able to see that the ump was wrong in the same speed the ump saw it.
Right.
As many angles as you want, have them all.
I always think
you
of
can't
that.
slow it down because I hate when you see a guy's foot hit the bag.
Well, 2017,
like that.
NLDS versus the Nationals. The
Yes.
Cubs, and that benefited the Cubs, but I was like, oh, if I was a National fan, I would have been pissed.
That sucked. Yeah, because like that's not in the spirit of the rule. It's not. You want to see if he made it first. If his foot comes off by
just a little bit,
half a centimeter, like that doesn't.
Yeah,
mean he should
and I
be
guess
out.
they're going to try to call more interference. There was an interference call the other day too, and they're going to try to call that more too, which that call pisses me off too, because you're standing. Usually, I'm in the crowd, and then I'm like, wait, why does he have to go there, and why is he on first again, and like, and wait, who's up now? Oh, he's out.
Those actually should be the kind of calls that the ump should have to
should have to tell you,
like football. Just make a quick announcement, because people are like, "What is happening right now?"
Yeah, no, it's so confusing.
When you're in the stands, you have no idea what's happening.
Guys running across the diamond to a base he was never on. You're like, what? What is happening?
Who is that guy?
Well, speaking of morons, just people running across diamonds, bases they were never on. I gotta bring up, just because I want to pile on in this moment, on Matt Shaw.
Oh yeah.
Who I mean, multiple misplays so far, and they've got him doing different things. They got him playing the outfield now, but he made a misplay. They were making fun of him on the Padres broadcast because he should have charged the ball. He didn't charge. He's just, I don't know, what is he, hot dogging out there? I'm listening on the radio, so I didn't see it. But then a ball went off his mitt in the outfield, and then he had to talk about it with, who was it, PCA Nico, somebody that was playing with him. And it's just like, everybody's like, oh, I'll be a super utility guy. And I'm like, who says he's that good?
Right. You know what? Fielding,
I
think he's going to come around on it.
He wasn't helpful. He wasn't helpful in that triple play.
Right. That's the thing I'm more concerned about. Like the fielding, he's playing in a different position that he's not really used to. He's running around. And it is spring training. There is a feel to it. Like I say all the time, these guys are artists out there. There's not a fucking a code, like a math problem you can do in your head in the moment that teaches you how fast to run to get to the ball at the right time to catch it properly. That's just art. That's the finesse.
Danny, who the fuck is this guy on the show with us? What's he so positive about? Why is he defending everybody?
I know. It's almost like he likes the Cubs.
No,
it's like,
I'm defending.
He's like, ABS and Matt Shaw are my two favorite things in baseball this year. What the fuck?
But I'll tell you, I mean, speaking of doing math in spring, I mean, the one thing, the guy can't count to 3 for Christ's sakes. I don't know what the hell he thought was going on that triple play, but if I'm sure everybody who's watching or listening to the show right now saw what happened, but the end of it was Matt Shaw being safe at third base and being entitled to that base.
It was a double play.
It was already a double play.
It was really weird to see him not accept something he thought he was entitled to.
It was weird. Yeah. He's just like, you know what? I'm tired of running the bases. And he just walked off the base and they tagged him and he was out, because that's how baseball works. And I'm just, what the hell's wrong with him? And then he's out there misplaying baseballs. Megan Montemuro tweeted this out. Matt Shaw can't hold on to a fly ball on the run in right center. That falls and is ruled a double, bit of a tough play, blah, 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 because he was having trouble moving from right to center.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny politically.
Yeah.
Well, I could see why he'd have trouble with that, being the fact that he's a white nationalist Nazi.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably the reason he stepped off of the base too. The third baseman probably just said, hey man, you're out. And just whatever the last thing he hears, he believes. And so he just fucking started walking away.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm just wondering where his, smarts are with the game, And then other things that are happening is that, a lot of minor league dudes out there playing. Jefferson Rojas impressing early. He had a dong. Had another couple hits.
Somebody posted today, because there was a Rojas on the Angels and a Rojas on the Cubs, and they both kind of had similar lines. And they were just like, this was so confusing. Rojas hitting a home run, and then Rojas hitting a home run, and like I couldn't see the game. I could only hear it, so I had no idea who was up to bat.
Yeah, it's well towards the end of these games, like it's time for a nap, pretty much. It's because you don't. But it's kind of been impressive. A lot of guys up for minor league camp. I mean, the Cubs are giving dudes a look, and I might be reading something into it, but to have dudes like Jefferson Rojas basically having more at bats than everybody else so far this spring. You're like, are they shopping this guy? Like, you have got Dansby for a while. Jefferson plays short. Like, maybe I'm just reading too much into it.
Well, Danny, they need the major league staff to get a good look at these guys.
Yeah.
And this is the time to do it, because there is going to come a point very soon that someone's hurt. They got to call somebody up for some coverage, and they're like, all right, bring this guy up. He can hang with these guys. He gets along with these guys. He knows how to play with these guys. So this is their chance. This is their chance to get the chance. And they good to see. This is one of those teams that they know what their MLB roster is probably going to be. Top 20,
there are no questions.
24. Without questions, I think that, you let some of these young guys play and give those guys time to work out, exercise, find themselves, but not put too much stress on their bodies.
Plus, the other guys are probably
absolutely
doing lots of stretches, getting warmed up, because a bunch of them are going to be playing in the WBC. And so they're not actually out on the field doing it right now, because they're just trying to get their body into shape so that when they go out and play real games, they don't kill themselves on accident. Yeah, like Long did when he got his arm tweaked, and Tyler Austin's fucking got knee surgery already.
Yeah, there's three guys. Tyler Austin, who was maybe going to be on the bench. I probably would have been. And our backup first baseman, Jordan Wicks' elbow is fucked up. That's a technical medical term. Mm-hmm. And then right. Jonathan Long is injured, not going to play in the WBC, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be out too long. But it's nice to see the minor league guys, and they might get more work because of the WBC. PCA is going to go to the WBC, so he'll be playing over there. So somebody else will be playing center field and getting the at-bats that he would have taken at Cubs camp, because they're still playing minor league or spring training games. And then we'll talk about PCA in a little bit, because there was a lot of PCA news this week. A big article in Chicago.
PCA news.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about it in a bit. So get ready for that. But Suzuki with a couple hits early, including a home run. So that's good. Best shape of his life, as they say. And Carson Kelly, who had a big stick last year for us as the catcher, and splitting time with maybe Amaya this year. He had a dong as well. So did Rojas, as you mentioned, who, we don't even know which Rojas we're talking about right now, let alone.
Correct.
Yeah. So, and then it seems like
Ballesteros. Ballesteros finally got out of ice jail.
Finally out of ice jail, and but he has not played yet, so that's kind of disappointing. So he's behind.
He showed up like today, I think.
No,
yesterday.
A couple days ago. But
because when they had him in that dark room with the chair and the spotlight on him, they had a hammer and they broke a couple of his fingers, so he's still healing up.
Yeah, we're still healing up, and now we have to maybe rely on Amaya to get some reps at first base. Which always made sense to us, that, your job at catcher is to catch, your job at first base is to catch. And that might, as you rotate dudes
it doesn't always translate, but it has, over the history of MLB, it's kind of been the natural transition. You'd find like right fielders and left fielders and catchers would tend to move to first base at some point.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lot more athletic of a position than we used to think of it, where you're just like, okay, you're fat, so you're playing catcher or first, because you can't run. Maybe
Rizzo will honor his contract and come back.
Yeah, or you just can't throw. Like the guys who just have a terrible arm, go send them over to first. Yeah. So all they have to do is underhand it to the pitcher every play.
Well, and Anthony Rizzo, we know, can throw just from his pitching debut that we saw when he struck out his friend Freddie. And then as far as the pitchers go, I mean, let's start with a bad. I mean, Jameson Tyone has already given up 4 home runs.
Not worried at all. He's just trying to find his stuff. He's just throwing his shit. He's not worried about what the batter's doing. He's worried about what he's doing. So he's just stretching out.
4 home runs. That's a lot.
But he's just throwing a straight fastball right now. So that's bound to happen. I in spring training, I don't worry about that shit from those kind of guys.
Yeah, and he's getting, again, he's another one getting ready for the WBC. He's more interested in.
I'm more worried about him getting hurt at the WBC than I am at him giving up home runs right now.
Yeah, now that he's got a chip on his shoulder because America beat Canada. United States beat Canada in hockey. Now Jameson's going to want to go.
And then those poor assholes were like all excited. They're like, oh, we get to go to the White House. And then they had to eat fucking McDonald's. Jesus fuck, man. And then you see the women said no to that invitation and they got to go with, that actor.
Oh, I don't know. Flava Flav took him out. Stanley Tucci took him out to dinner.
Stanley Tucci took him out for like a beautiful, wonderful, like Italian dinner. It's like, oh my God, they made the right choice.
I believe they call what happened to the men's hockey team and the McDonald's hamburgers. I believe they call that a shaming ritual.
It's like
in
a
cults,
hazing.
Yeah.
It's like a frat hazing.
Yeah,
you have to eat that.
Yeah, no, it's just a way to control people, really. And then, but the good news is Imanaga's velo was up a tick. That's good to see. He's coming back from being hurt. Yep. And Cade Horton looked great. Matthew Boyd made his second start. Looked good today. Had a strikeout per inning.
He didn't die.
He did not die yet. Once again, we were expecting for his arm to just basically come flying off of his shoulder.
And then just bleed out there on the mound and just watch him flop around for a second.
Someday he's going to end up being the drummer for Spinal Tap, and we're all going to see it live on TV. Mm-hmm. He's just going to implode right there on the mound.
Or Def Leppard. That guy's missing an arm, too.
Well, yeah.
But and then there's Jackson Wiggins was out there today. It didn't go great, but he was hitting 98, so that's exciting because we never really have guys that do that because the dudes we always sign are like 95 tops, but they're
they really like the 92 mile per hour range.
Yeah,
just so strange in the league now because there's so many guys just hitting 100. Every team seems like they have 6 guys who can hit 100.
I mean, Jackson Wiggins hit almost 100 today, and he gave up a bunch of hits. So, like, it does, I mean, look at Daniel Palencia. Like, he's got good shit. He is kind of the closer, but we don't really know it. Nobody trusts it, like, as, like, the answer. But he hits 100, but does it always go? Well, no. Doesn't really they can catch up to 100, I guess is what I'm saying. And then I think my favorite part of something that happened this weekend is that this last week is that we had the matchup of Ray versus Ray.
Right.
Ray. So that's Colin Ray versus Robbie Ray, I believe. And they haven't won a lot, which is good. We know that the Cubs, they do better in the year. When they lose in spring training, I think they've only won 2 out of 7 games. 2 and 5, 2 and 4, something like that.
Yeah, I saw something where the only 2 teams that are like as a team slugging over 500 are the Rockies and the White Sox. I think that probably tells you everything you need to know about being awesome in the first week of spring training.
Now we got to talk about Michael Conforto joining the left field or right field or the wherever the hell they'll put him, DH, first base. I don't know, but it's the pageant for the bench. It's the pageant for the 4th outfielder spot. And it has got a bunch of dudes in it. Michael Conforto joins them with Chas McCormick, Dylan Carlson, Justin Dean, Matt Shaw, and last but not least, Kevin Alcantara, who we thought it should have been probably the whole time, but it's just not going to be. But this is Conforto's numbers.
You say last but not least, it might be the least.
Least, but not last. But look at this. I've got Conforto's number up there. He hasn't been an all-star since 2017. He was been injured the last few years. He was a negative WAR player last year. Cubs are going to see what they got, I guess.
But the headline is former MLB All-Star.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Ron Coomer.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the most important part of this story is his wife. Her name is Cabernet Conforto.
Is it really?
Oh, what a name!
I love it.
It really rolls off the tongue like a nice cab.
Were her parents drunk on Cabernet when she
I
was?
hope so. Yeah, I don't. I mean,
I don't get this move. It's kind of something I thought might happen a long time ago, and it never did. And now,
Michael Conforto's birthday is on March 1st.
oh, we should wish him happy. We'll all be together watching the game. Cubs Sox. Maybe Conforto will play. Wish him happy birthday. Cheer him on.
Danny, maybe this is your sign. Matt Shaw's getting traded.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If they're look, Chas McCormick,
Shaw's their guy. It seems, right?
Well,
or they're trying to make him the guy.
Well, he can do multiple things.
Right.
Shaw can play a bunch of infield spots. Shaw can play
Kenny, based on what you've seen so far.
Well, he's trying to play them. I don't foresee them like using Justin Dean at third base. Maybe they will. I mean, but he's like more of a speedster. I don't think he makes the team. Dylan Carlson, this guy was a former prospect, came up with a lot of hope and promise for the Cardinals, was certainly a thorn in our side. And now he's trying to see what's going on. Chas McCormick, kind of same thing with the Astros, except for maybe a lesser thing. See if they're all basically the next Mike Tauchman or something, or coming off the bench, fourth outfield spot. It's really the only, besides maybe a bullpen spot and how that shakes out with the options and stuff. This is the competition, the fourth outfielder sweepstakes. And I don't even know how they will play it. And it might be that, Matt Shaw, they're just shopping him. And they're like, well, we need to stash some guys.
Well, I feel like what it's going to end up coming down to is one of these guys who are like actual big league players are going to get the nod, because if they don't, then they become free agents immediately. Right. And then guys like Shaw and Alcantara or whatever, they can go back to AAA and they can hang on to them. So instead of actually making a decision, they'll be like, well, let's just see if we can keep them all, which means that we got to give the old guy the job on April 1st or March 15th, whenever the fucking season starts anymore. But
see what he's still got. I mean, in the Hosmer sort of, we saw
exactly.
Today,
we'll give him a month to see what he's got.
Trey Mancini had a hit today for the Angels. Speaking of the guys like that.
Oh man.
Well,
more hits than Henry Mancini.
I think it was a flyer, but also I think with Austin's injury, that's why they said they had the spot. They signed him to the 25-man, and it kind of, I don't know, it works for them.
Is it 25-man? I think it's Conforto. I thought was a minor league deal.
I don't think so.
Conforto contract.
I thought that's what I read today. I haven't looked at the contract, but
minor league deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's like a prospect.
$2 million if he makes the $2 million if he actually makes the team. So
then he's probably not going to make the team. I was thinking like if they already owe him a little bit of money, then they're going to keep him. But if they have to pony up $2 million for him to make the team, they aren't going to do it.
I mean, $2 million in this day and age.
Hey,
I mean,
$2 million. We don't give a shit, and we understand how these fucking billionaire money works. It's not a big deal for them.
But look at these numbers.
But they don't get that. They'll shit themselves over that $2 million.
Even as a negative WAR player, he hit 12 home runs last year. Now he had too many plate appearances, but he was with the Dodgers. I mean, he's the one guy you could on that team that you could, really try to get out, because everybody else, I'm sure he's like, oh, Michael Conforto's up. He's the only guy I could get out. So they just worked him extra hard. Corey says Conforto is the Eric Hosmer of Trey Mancini's if he was Mike Tauchman. But I mean, here's the thing though. He had 33 home runs in 2019. I get that's a long time ago, but he had 20 home runs in 2024. That's only 2 years ago.
But
even
2019 also was the Super Bowl year too. That was the year that
good point.
The MLB, everybody hit a shit ton of home runs that year.
Either way, he could be like, we used to compare him to Ian Happ is who we on this show we compared him to that. So
You could still compare him to Ian Happ, honestly.
well, except for way less. Ian Happ's way less injured. But
Right.
speaking of injured people, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but I thought it was interesting that we signed both Kyle Wright, who they're really high on this guy, which I think it was funny because one of the main things that they say how great he was is because he led the league in wins. Which I didn't think that was a thing. But back in 2022, he had 21 wins.
You know what though? Look, I'm here for it. I'm fucking
What
tired.
the fuck?
I am tired of all the fucking
This.
of all the like the advanced stats and this and that and whatever.
You just
but the
want
guy
wins and
fucking
losses.
Wins like 8 games. This guy, no good stats, wins.
But they win
Fine,
when he's
fucking
on the
sign him. Let's
fucking
see it.
mound. Sign him up. Let's go. I agree. Winners are winners, Michael. And that's part of my problem. Like, I get it. I
Yeah, you
understand the
guys thought
argument,
I was going the other way with that, but no.
No,
Fuck those advanced stats.
Winners
Give me
are
some
winners.
wins, baby.
Yeah, well, that's what we need. We need wins if we're going to win the World Series. And then, so we got Kyle Wright. Maybe we'll see him this year. We can maybe see Kyle Wright. I think he's one of the ones we can. But somebody we're not.
I love how that fucking stat line went like 0, 0, 2, 0, 21.
Yeah.
It's like, what
Oh
the
no,
fuck?
he was never good except for that one year. But hey, maybe lightning in a bottle, right? That's what you always need to win the World Series.
And was he good or was he lucky? Come on.
Well,
Dennis.
he was on the Braves that I think they did pretty well that year. Was that the year they won the World Series?
Yeah.
21, yes.
Yeah, 22.
Oh, 22.
Well,
No,
21.
they made the playoffs. I think they won their division that
They
year.
were a good team. So that's how you win games. But hey, we got one of those teams in Chicago if everybody stays healthy, ostensibly. And then the other guy they got is Shelby Miller. But I don't remember if we talked about this on the last show. So I just left it in here. But he's also hurt. He was on the Cubs very briefly in 2021. He has an ERA of 31.5 that in his short stint. So
we did because you said that and you were like, it's not 3.1, it's 31.
It's all coming back to me. But scratch and dent, pitch lab specials, Drew Smiley type of deals. Like the Cubs are, I didn't think they were going to do anything before the lockout, and they're proving me wrong. They're signing injured guys.
Yeah, they're the richest Tampa Bay Rays that have ever existed. They're just going out there and trying to find every cheap fucking deal they can and sign them all.
Yeah, they're just like the Dodgers.
Well,
The Dodgers were like at the Salvation Army picking up their players.
Yeah, I mean
Get 'em
there's
all.
probably not an advantage for organizations chasing down the dreams of all the stat guys anymore. They all have them. Everybody's looking at the same information again. So now I think you got to zag a little bit. Maybe this is the zag. Maybe this is a smart move. Maybe this is how you go out and find lightning in a bottle. You just keep signing as much shit as you can and hope something sticks to the wall.
It worked with Boyd.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like going to Vegas.
The problem is you just got to watch it happen. And a lot of them are going to fail. So you just got to watch this cycle of shit go through.
Yeah, watch this injured guy try to come back for like 2 more seasons of
and
something.
if they keep doing it in the MLB level, like, I don't know that you ever get a great team. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I love how people are retrofitting last year's bullpen to acting like, oh, the Cubs had a really good bullpen last year. It was brilliant.
They had 7 different bullpens.
Yeah,
last year.
the bullpen that they started with was actually not very good. They got rid of that bullpen. They kept like 1 guy, 2 guys. They brought in a whole new bullpen, and then they kept a couple more guys, and then they brought in new guys. So it's like, and that's what this is right now. And that's what Lyle's talking about. You just put as many guys out there as you can.
And use them up and use them up until they're no good.
I don't really like that plan, but I also understand that plan.
I don't like it on a complete MLB level, but I do understand it in the bullpen because bullpens do not last.
Yeah. Well, right. Bullpens don't last, but also when you don't have a fucking clue, I mean, just get all of it. I mean, like, we're not real sure who's going to be good.
Right.
So we'll just get everybody we can.
Well, they signed so many dudes too. You got Thielbar back. We saw Hunter Harvey and Phil Matone take Hobie Milner. Like they kind of stacked themselves full of these guys. But like we saw last year, like I wouldn't. Some of those dudes are going to be on the team all year probably, but some of them will not be on the team all year. Some of them might not even make it out of camp, and others. But those are names. They're all names. So like if they don't make it out of camp, it'll be a big deal to cut them, and they will pay them anyway to not pitch.
Right. But they can always bring them back too. You know, it's like they have a relationship with them, and you know, they're like, okay, you're not going to we don't have room for you on the 40-man roster at the start of the season. But when everybody starts to implode in fucking May, and they need a couple more arms, they have this dude's number, and they've already, you know, been working with him. They could probably call him and bring him back and give him a shot, you know?
I mean, the Cubs had like 40 pitchers last year. Like they just kept, using different guys from the Iowa shuttle to like, you know, Ryan Presley. Wasn't that last year?
Yeah.
That was last year.
Thank God, though, right? Because they had enough injuries and enough shit going wrong. I mean, they held it together as best they could, I think.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
For the most part. Well, until they lost.
If you put enough duct tape on it, it'll eventually hold.
Yeah, exactly. keep taping the pipe. It'll stop the flood. So
hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Dominic. He said earlier he's in for an hour and then he's bailing to watch the Iowa women's basketball team play. I'm with you. That's why I'm wearing my stuff. I could have gone to this game, and we're doing the show, so I can't
believe you didn't call in.
You know what? I thought about it, but you know,
Cubs spring training talk just too important to you.
It is. It is.
Well, and then I tell Emily this, and 5 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, my friend's coming into town. We're going to the game." I'm like, Jesus.
Well, that's good. At least she's having fun.
Yeah.
Unlike you.
Unlike us.
Unlike me.
Not watching the women beat the crap out of whoever they're going to play today.
As we head towards our commercial break, I want to do this segment again. I'm going to do it every week because it's the 150th anniversary of the Chicago Cubs baseball team. We'll be celebrating all year, and I've got this really creepy AI video intro.
150 years ago.
I love it. It's so stupid. It's like the 6-7 of intros.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. Like your AI, nothing looks correct.
I know. I want it to look as bad as possible, so I'm not trying to fool anybody. But I neglected to say, because last week we did the patent of the telephone. That happened on Valentine's Day on the 14th.
Yep.
But really, what we should have talked about was what happened just slightly before Valentine's Day, which was actually in Chicago. And Michael, you probably want to weigh in on this. It was the beginning of the National League.
Like, that's how I thought you were going to say the Valentine's Day Massacre. I keep pulling for that one.
But no, William Holbert in Chicago was I believe he was the club president of the Chicago club president. William Holbert organized the National League, and there were original 8 teams in it: the Boston Red Stockings, Chicago White Stockings, Cincinnati Red Stockings. It was just all socks back then. What color socks you wore, that's what happened.
They had no creativity whatsoever.
Yeah. What kind of socks has a guy got? Hey, he's got dark blue socks from Hartford. Oh, they're the Hartford dark blues then.
It's exactly how they did Little League in the 1980s. You were like, you didn't have a team name. You were just
yellow.
the blue.
Yeah.
Blue team.
Blue team.
Yeah. You were Parkland West Red.
Well, there were the Louisville Grays, probably with gray socks. But then there were the St. Louis Brown Stockings. But also there were 2 teams that didn't have sock color names. And
they ran out of colors.
They ran out of colors. Well, they couldn't make purple back then. It was right after the Civil War, and they had run out of purple.
Right. Right.
So, Mutual of New York, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. I guess.
Oh yeah, they called them the Mutuals.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mutual, and then the Philadelphia Athletics, which still exist as the Athletics, and so that really is the only team. I guess you could make a case for red stockings and white
East
stockings.
Sacramento, West Sacramento, the West
Born and
Sacramento
raised.
Athletics.
Yeah. The Philadelphia A's still exists in Vegas eventually, maybe. And anyway, here were the original rules of why they organize. And Michael, you probably did a lot of this back work during the baseball rabbit hole days.
4 years since I did this one, but yeah.
But they were just trying. It was chaotic before. That's why they organized the league. They had inconsistent schedules, teams that would just disappear midseason because they'd run out of money or miss a trade and not make the game. They're like, fuck it, I'm going home. We suck. And then so they just wanted to standardize everything, but also they wanted to get away from the gamblers. And there was just too much influence from the gamblers. And so they had super strict rules for the NL, including a prohibition against gambling, no games on Sunday because of the Lord.
Which is actually how the American League got started, because they're like, fuck Sundays, we're playing.
We're playing Sundays.
And they sold beer on Sundays because, look, I've never been an American League guy, but I would have been back then.
NL didn't, yeah, exactly. NL did not sell alcohol at the games.
Secret of New England in my youth, you couldn't buy beer on Sundays. It was Blue Holiday. You'd have to drive to New Hampshire or go to a Red Sox game.
Yeah,
because you could get beer at a Red Sox game, but you couldn't buy it at a liquor store.
and then they also introduced the reserve clause, which basically screwed over players until Curt Flood challenged it and the free agency became a thing. So that happened in February. So we're just almost, this is the last show in February, and thought I'd bring up that the National League was actually founded. But the season, I was like, I should go through all what happened like this week in the games for the Cubs, because they were a team, and they don't start until late April.
Right.
Yeah.
So
they're not like doing that shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, nobody did any like real spring training. God, until 1890, like it's another like 15 years before anybody starts to like warm up prior to the season. And even then it's like, they were literally just like getting together and tossing the ball back and forth.
No, they warmed up. They were out swinging hammers or building houses or, building the railroad and getting fucking cocked.
I mean, if you think 150 years ago, we're just coming out of the Chicago fire. So that was 1871, I believe. I believe that's correct. So, and then you're only 11 years past the Civil War.
Yeah.
There's dudes, walking around at like peg legs and stuff. There's so many lost limbs in that war. So there's still a lot of trauma in the country. And then William Holbert's like, I got a bunch of money. People seem to like baseball. Let's make a national pastime. Because if you think about, there was a time before when organized baseball didn't exist, so we didn't have this thing that we did as a community of Americans, as a country. Because there's teams all over the country. The country was much smaller then, but now it's this thing that we take for granted. We grew up with it, but before it happened, it was 150 years ago, and There was other shit going on. And if you think about maybe one of the things that helped the country heal after all that, I mean, the furthest south team was St. Louis, but
baseball, boxing, and horse racing,
and gambling,
on all of them.
Yeah, and Danny, you're saying the furthest south was St. Louis, and the furthest west was Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or St. Louis, I guess. St. Louis would still be further west, right? Yeah. So, it was insane, like how small the area was, and yet they still couldn't afford to travel to some of these places. Which I'll give this to them. Yes, it was a bunch of rich dudes that were looking for a way to just make some money, but they were making money on the baseball when their baseball team went under, they went under. They were done. They were fucked. Nowadays, baseball is just a hobby for all these fucking billionaire owners. If their teams went under, it wouldn't matter to them at all. Like they would just sell it to somebody. They would just sell it to somebody for, 10 times what they paid for it and walk away. No big deal. Like
Wilpon lost all that money to Madoff and still is living in a penthouse. Like, he had to sell the Mets, but he
exactly.
was fine.
I mean, it's, and that was the way it was right up until right around the 80s, late 70s. I mean, Bill Veeck owned the White Sox, and then he owned Cleveland, and then he owned St. Louis Browns, and then he owned the White Sox again because he was just fucking trying to make it work as a baseball owner, and he just kept not making it.
He's like, oh, what if we have clowns and let's bring a bunch of disco records and start a fire. People love that shit.
Yep, and then Jerry Reinsdorf.
He would have loved the bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have probably owned the bananas. All right. Well, do you have a silhouette? We should do a silhouette.
Oh, absolutely, I do. This one, this is going to be tough because I could only find one baseball card for this guy, and it's not going to help you much figuring out who he is.
Oh my God, he looks like a ghost. I'm frightened. Well, that looks like he's wearing one of the throwback uniforms on one of the throwback days. Is that correct?
No, it's not. He's
Ernie
wearing
Banks
a regular one. I actually didn't make it a full silhouette. I just blacked out the player so that you could see some of this and maybe help you figure it out. There are clues here. It's a second baseman. And for the listeners, it's a picture of a player laying on his belly touching a base as if he just slid in. The jersey has the number 14 on the sleeve. That's a big clue.
Yeah, Ernie Banks must have just died. Yeah. So it would be 2013, 2014?
Yeah. And then the only other clue I'm going to give you.
God, Danny, we were doing the show. Is that Darwin Barney?
It's got to be Darwin.
The only clue I'm going to give you is that one of the worst things we can see
it's Sammy
when we're watching the Cubs is to see a Cubs player with his hands on his helmet as if something horrible is happening.
Oh,
but when you saw this guy with hands on his helmet, you loved it.
Now I know who he is. Now I know. All right. Well, we'll be right back. Hashtag chance in the chat. Please support us, patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. And we will be back in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Son Ranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cup of Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter Calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/Bleacher Bunch.
In the clutch, Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code Bleacher Bunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch.
In the Clutch. In the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
All right.
All right.
Who's that cubby?
We are back. Yep. Andy Wells guest Addison Russell. The JD 131, I don't know who that is, said Barney Dominic Lauro, who I thought was watching the basketball game. He says Alcantara. You're all wrong.
Herrera.
But Terry was correct.
Yeah.
Jonathan Herrera.
I forgot about him.
Yep. Remember the hands on the helmet? That was the helmet rub.
I know. When Michael said that, I was like, who the fuck was that? I couldn't remember him. God.
Yeah.
Now I
that was a big... I mean, it was a big giveaway for anybody who was watching all the time. But even with that clue, hard to remember his name.
And we always thought that the helmet rub referred to like getting a handy.
We did. We did. We did.
Back in the day when we had a dirtier show.
If you can believe it. Because it was just Danny and I, and there were no fucking guardrails on this thing because we didn't know if anybody was listening. There was no way to track it at that point.
How do we hook them? Let's talk about hand jobs. People love that stuff.
I remember Danny and I doing a show, just the two of us, where we created a Brizzo gay porn. Like we talked through the whole thing.
And now with AI, we could probably make one.
And now with what was that hockey show that was so popular with the ladies? Something Rivalry on HBO.
The Heated Rivalry.
Dude, the baseball one's going to be great. Let's make it about those two, or imply that's about those two.
Herrera and the two extra hands. That's what we'll call it.
Yep.
Well, we have to move from love to hatred because it's spring training for everybody, but White Sox and Dodgers fans are in midseason outrage form right now. And let me just play, just to preface it, this little video that our good friend Joey Wrigleyville Bum made about the people online, especially White Sox fans, coming for Bleacher Jeff. Sorry to the podcast listeners, mostly just an audio thing, or it is just an audio thing. Sox fans getting ready to talk shit about Bleacher Jeff. Hey, go get Rocky! And a bunch of really out of shape, old looking South Sider dudes who looked like they haven't had a vegetable in about 27 years, getting ready to go fight Jeff. I don't know if you saw what happened online. I guess some guy was talking trash about Bleacher Jeff, same old shit about how he raised the money to go to Japan and that we all sent him, and they call him a grifter, and they said that he smells and that he's just this loser who, grifts everybody for his vacation, which, I mean, and
okay, wait, keep going. I'll tell you when you're wrong.
Yeah, well,
just joking, Jeff. Just joking, Jeff.
I know, but I was going to say, despite all that being the truth, but we love him, and we actually, by our own volition. Here's the main argument, though. Back, it's like he did ask for help to go on the trip. People of their own volition gave him money to go, including what we think, and Jeff has neither confirmed or denied that an anonymous donor gave $1,000, and we all think it's Ian Happ. So if Ian Happ wants him there, by all means, send Bleacher Jeff. And Bleacher Jeff came on the show from Japan in the middle of the morning because it was nice here.
Jeff is Ian Happ's steroid dealer, so it makes sense that he would make that kind of donation.
And by steroids, we mean real strong coffee.
All right.
Yeah.
And so either way, White Sox fans are butthurt to this day. And that's the thing that's funny about it. The rent-free, and these dudes pile on like it's junior high, just like, jumping the guy and just piling up on top of him. And it's outrageous.
Over some shit that's like a year old now.
Them.
And none of your fucking business. Who cares? But that's the world we live in, Danny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's
people
just
are
another reason
people are
not to
outraged.
be
People
on
are
Twitter.
outraged about that kind of stuff.
I'm outraged about their outrage. I'm so outraged. And I did have a, I thought this was funny. I saw it just because I went up looking Bleacher Jeff content. It's all the same shit that I just said about, but White Sox Dave, who's their barstool guy, says, Bleacher Jeff blocked me before I could insert myself into this fight because the fight was ongoing on Twitter. And some guy, Steve, says, do Cubs fans really embrace this Bleacher Jeff guy? Seems like a company plant. I'm like, oh my God. Can you imagine a company plant?
Dude,
he wishes. He wishes.
He's Tom Ricketts' love child.
Oh man, he wishes.
Oh,
and then
the Cubs do love Bleacher Jeff though, because he has a very distinct look. He's always there. He's banging on the thing, and they use his ass to sell
tickets,
shit,
and sell the bleachers.
Yeah.
When we saying
he's not a company plant. He's being exploited by the company because he gets nothing out of that deal except for once a year, Ian Happ throws him $100 to buy one beer.
Yeah, no, it's true. And he has to give them most of the beer to everybody else. Everybody, it only buys, he sends $200. It buys what, 8 beers?
Yeah.
Not even with tip. But the thread went on. And some guy named Thank You Rizzo, who's an actual Cub fan, says, no, most of the quote unquote big name Cubs fans are the actual worst people. And
that's true.
Skeezy Tees.
I know a couple of them. Danny Rock.
They're on the show.
Danny Rock.
Said,
what a loser.
Would love to hear you name names. As a Cubs fan, I wholeheartedly agree. Gives a bad rap to the normal fans. And then he goes on to list Crawley, Bleacher Jeff, and Cody Del Mundo, it's Del Mendo. It says all weirdos. And then Thank You Rizzo goes,
that's correct.
You got the main ones, Son Ranto too. And any of those,
yes,
I know, and any of those dorks that decide to gatekeep fandom.
How do you gatekeep fandom?
Oh, and hold on.
I've never gatekeeped.
We are the
but how do you
gatekeepy fucking people in the world? We're always asking people to come on and be a part of this shit.
I don't understand how you gatekeep fandom. I like being a fan has nothing to do with like being allowed to be a fan. I don't understand how you could actually do that.
It's the whole like no wave at Wrigley, the rules of being a fan, and Cubs have a lot of them.
But those are old. Those are old schools. Those are
but that's because the Cubs,
the real bleacher bums.
The Cubs have actually been around since 1876. Yeah. The only other team that can say that is Atlanta, right? And the Cubs are the only ones that have stayed where they're at, and they've been in the same damn field for well over 100 years now. Like, when you have teams like that, I mean, the Red Sox been in Fenway forever, over 100 years as well.
Now it's a podcast. Let's go.
But they have all their own shit that they do. That's not gatekeeping. That's what happens when you have generations upon generations upon generations of fandom coming up and creating their culture.
Well, it's like when the wave goes around Wrigley Field and all the old timers, especially like the Crawley and the Bleacher Jeffs, lose their mind and they shout it down, and they get people to not do it. And sometimes you can't stop it. Like there was a night last year that it went around more than I've ever seen it go around. And it was a damn shame. And I saw Crawley with his head in his hands, just so upset about it. And everybody was so sad. But it's kind of like, God needs the devil. And the devil needs God because you don't have a thing unless there's something to be against. So if people don't get up and try to start the wave, then you can't shout them down and be like, we don't do that here.
Right.
And then you can't. And so in that way, I guess it's a gatekeep, but what some of us call gatekeep, others call tradition.
Tradition.
Right. And it's,
Tradition.
yeah.
Tradition.
But everybody gets so upset about this.
Music theater jokes.
you just said Crawley, like with his head in his hands and all that shit. I think that's insane too. Like if they try to do the wave when I'm at Wrigley,
Michael's on his meds tonight or something.
no, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna be against the wave as well. Stop the wave. But if it doesn't stop, I'm not gonna be that upset about it. I'm not gonna like lose my shit. I'm just gonna be like, you guys all suck. And I'm still the coolest fucking person in the world because I'm not doing the wave.
Why are you so happy tonight? Is the dog having a peanut butter party under your desk? What the fuck's happening over there?
You know what?
What is wrong with you? I hate
I was so damn tired. I didn't even want to be here today.
God.
Oh, that's what it is. He's tired. So
I don't know which version of you I hate more.
I have always been this fucking positive. It's the truth.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Never. Well,
everybody just misconstrues everything I say.
The other team,
just because I'm angry while also being happy, doesn't mean I'm just angry.
It's fun to be angry. I enjoy it. That's
angry and happy.
Danny Son Ranto.
Danny thrives on it.
Well, yeah. Well, I realize it's probably just like a mental disorder, but that's okay. It's been a long career, and but the other team, the team's fans, because people do outrage sells. I notice this all the time. Every time I rip on Matt Shaw on Twitter, everybody loves it. They pile on, and then all the MAGA lose their minds.
Like, he's the greatest. Yeah. He's the only good Cubs player there is.
Yeah, they all lose their minds. It's and you know that shit sells. If it bleeds, it leads. That's the old way. You know, you sell newspapers. But what the other team that lost their minds this week were the Dodger fans, because PCA talked a little trash on them in the Chicago Magazine, which was a great article. If you haven't read it, go search it out. It's pretty. It's well written. Do I have it up here?
A lot of pretty pictures too.
Well, one hilarious picture too that I'm going to share in just a moment. But Wayne Drays, I think I'm saying that right, did it. Evan Sheehan did those pictures. But yeah, the pictures are fun. And the name of the article is "Welcome to the Show." So for a dude that had a great first half and a terrible second half, you know, that's a lot to say about a guy. He certainly had himself an off season here in Chicago, which we're all lucky to, you know, be able to see. He's hanging out with all the other sports dudes and here in Chicago. He's lived in Chicago the whole winter, which gives him a lot of kudos in Cubs fans who are locals book. And he loves the city.
He adopted the Bears, became best friends with Caleb Williams, adopted the Blackhawks. They're hanging out with
the Bulls,
whoever. They're young.
Yep,
they're young.
They're at the Bulls games all the time.
Yeah, they go. He's living our dream. We all wished we had been 25.
Not even
and
25.
Like the best fucking athlete in a city and just running around the city.
I was,
like these guys are doing.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
was going to say me and Lyle actually were those people, because we went to New York and I got in a Broadway show and just went nuts. Like we were. And the problem is, because of that, you know, we were unregulated, dysregulated young men who really were unsupervised as children.
We had money and access.
We had money,
which is what you wanted,
and we had a great time. We went to all the big clubs and we got to hang out with the PCAs of the time and everything, and it was fun as hell. And it's great to see PCA doing that. Hopefully, he can play baseball in the same fashion. Now we know the defense is there. It's like, oh, he's always going to be a plus war player with defense. But I'm talking about that MVP bat that would to match this sort of like Ken Griffey Jr., showmanship, because he's a showboat and he gives no shits. And I love to see it. And he could be a big star. He could be Willie Mays Hayes, but Willie Mays Hayes also, like, wasn't he bad in that movie too? Like as a player,
he also could not hit well. Yeah.
So that's what I'm afraid of, that he is Willie Mays Hayes and just like flashier than can he back it up with baseball? I guess that's my just dream here.
Well, he had a great first half, and I mean, you read the article, and he said he wasn't satisfied. He felt like he was close to unlocking something, and things obviously got worse. But I liked a lot of the things he said in the article. He seems humble. He says he knows he's a showboat and a big mouth on the field. He said, but he tries to not be off the field. He said he's pretty low key and hopefully humble. It sounds like he's humble. He had famous parents, so sometimes those kids go one of two ways. They either are humble because they've seen it all and they've been around it all and they're not impressed by much, so they're able to succeed in their own way, or they're fucking train wrecks and they just do drugs and go off the rails. And I've seen it both. I mean, Danny and I, living that life we did. We knew a lot of kids of famous people, and we saw a lot of that as well, or a lot of young stars, just coming up on their own, and people go off the rails sometimes. But it sounds like he's a bit of like what was the witch in Snow White? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Whatever witch that was, because it sounds like he's doing a lot of work in the mirror, looking at himself.
Well, and he's into fashion. He had like a fur vest on. He wearing his little beanie, talking trash about people. He's super competitive, but he's also very relaxed. He seems wise beyond his years. Maybe that is his upbringing. But I want to bring up what he said about the Dodgers first, because I do want to get into some of this like Dodger fan. They all filled their diapers online big time. It says, PCA said, I love Chicago more and more. It's just an incredible city. The people are great. They give a shit. They aren't just baseball fans who go to the game like Dodgers fans to take pictures and whatever.
And this is a kid who
paying attention.
It's a kid who grew up a Dodgers fan, right?
And he grew up, and he later clarified, because they asked him about it. He's like, well, what do you mean by that? All the Dodger fans are pissed. He's like, well, maybe they shouldn't like beat Giants fans to death in the parking lot and scare the shit out of little kids. Like when I was a kid and I was scared to go to Dodger Stadium. He's like, fuck those people. They're a bunch of violent thugs, which, 2016, Nicole got punched in the freaking eye. My wife now, punch in the eye, black eye. I've seen their violent. I saw a man try to fight a Cubs fan who is holding a baby. I've told the story over and over again in the show. These people are insane. I've never felt. I went to the bathroom. I was nervous. I was looking over my shoulder.
And every time
not
you
in
say
the same
that,
way as
Danny,
I do at the trough.
I always think to myself, a man holding a baby is an easy target. Of course, that's the guy you try and fight. Don't fucking fight the guy that's got his hands free.
It's true. Like,
get the guy that's distracted.
Yeah, either that or a guy holding his dick at the trough and take a punch to the back of the head.
Danny, when we were talking about it, when you were making notes, I do think one of the points you made just kind of relates to this show. PCA's a ranter.
Mm-hmm. He's an absolute, and he swore a shit ton in the article.
Yep.
He said, these are all quotes. I hit 25 fucking homers in the first half and six in the.
Six in the second.
And 6 in the second. He says, that's terrible. That's the stuff that keeps me up. I never, because I went 0 for 4 that I can't sleep. Or it's never because I went 0 for 4 that I can't sleep. It's always because I'm embarrassed, pissed and embarrassed. I don't throw my stuff all around and spaz out to show people I give a shit. What it shows is that it's something that I still need to work on. And then he goes to work at a camp.
I think being self-aware like that is awesome, because he's like, I flip out a lot. I need to have better control, right? Because that's not how he's going to keep his energy throughout the season. But he cares.
Watching him flip out at the end of last year was frustrating for us to watch too.
But it sounds like he recognizes that, because he's probably had to watch that shit too, and he's like, that does suck.
Yeah, I look like an idiot. Yeah. And then he says he went to a kids camp where he was like the main player at Jason Hayward's kids camp. And he goes up to the camp organizers and he can't believe he's in this situation with all these kids shouting his name. And he goes to the camp organizers, "This is fucking nuts. I am just, wow, I was not expecting this." And I'm like, of course he's at a kids camp, like dropping F-bombs.
Yeah.
Because that's just who he is.
Also, very cool that he's still, he's still at that place. He's like, wow, this is cool. He had 400 and some kids freaking out about him. He's in a stadium of how many thousands of people freaking out, but this was very cool to him, and I appreciate that too.
I often think back. Do you ever see that clip of Kurt Cobain when somebody tells him that people paid like $20 to see Nirvana or something, and his jaw drops on the floor? $20 or whatever number it was. He couldn't believe it, and and he had that kind of all like wonder. And I thought of that for whatever reason that popped into my head when I read this PCA quote. And then he also goes on to say, "I'm sure I come off like a douche sometimes," he says. "That's how I present my fun to people, I guess. I'm not loud anywhere else. I'm not riled up anywhere else. That's where I get to do that stuff. So hell yeah, I rub people the wrong way. That's what I did in AAA that day, that week, just playing well and beating their ass." And what he's referring to is that incident with Wiley Peralta, who threw behind him
and then over his head right after at the next pitch. Yeah.
And then he hit a dong off of him.
Yeah.
So, and shoved it up his ass. So that was fun. So he did back it up in AAA.
Yeah. No, I love it. And look, I see what he's saying. He's like, yeah, he hit 25 homers in the first half and 6 in the second. And he's like, that fucking sucks. But the reality is, if you had a random rookie that hit 6 home runs in the second half, you might be fine with that. You know what I mean? Like it looks bad because of how good he was in the first half. He's like his own worst enemy in that situation because we all saw what he could do. And then we saw him fall off a cliff. Now, why did he fall off the cliff? I'm sure he's working on these, figuring that out. But the reality is, it's a long season. You see
it a lot in all sports, Michael. Basketball, They talk about the rookie wall. Somewhere around 45, 50 games, these guys really start to regress a little bit because they've never played 82 games in the playoffs. NFL, same thing. They hit game 12, 13, the end of the season. They have trouble staying on the field. They have trouble, still producing if they've been producing from the beginning of the season because they're just not used to that grind. And I think Major League Baseball, more than anything, the amount of games that they play, I do think it takes a minute, and I do think it takes a couple seasons to kind of find yourself.
Tucker was hurt as well last year, a bunch of it, so that kind of forced PCA to maybe play a little bit more than he would have otherwise.
And they think that they're ready for it because they've played all these games in the minor leagues, right? But
not
playing in Des Moines, you can play 162 games in Des Moines, and nobody even knows that you did that. When you do 162 games, 81 of them in Wrigley Field and everywhere around the country, that's a huge difference. The how much you get amped up, right, in the show, in what you're doing, and then have to come back down off of that and then come back up again the very next day for not quite 162 straight days, but pretty fucking close.
No, but that's also a grind too.
Really hard.
It is. And I think it sounded, from the article, like he really cares that he produces for his teammates and that he's good for his teammates. And I think he feels like, second half of the season, he was letting everybody down. So I think that weighs heavy on you too. Probably gets in your head a little bit.
Yeah, well, and also the way the season ended, like you want more. You see the playoff atmosphere against the Padres, and you win a series and you move on, and then you lose it in the final game of that series against the Brewers, and you're like, I want to go play LA. He wants to go back home and stick it to the Dodgers fans that he obviously hates.
He was saying that playoff series, right? He said the sickest shit he's ever been part of.
Yeah, and I wanted to put this up. He said, it's the sickest shit I've ever been part of, different from any other baseball game I've ever played in my life. And he talked about the fans was like having a 10th player out there for all those people that don't think the fans matter.
And probably use White Sox fans out there. He was talking specifically about Bleacher Jeff.
Exactly. just to own you guys again. But he in the games that the Cubs won, he hit 294 with 27 dongs and 81 ribbies. In the 65 games in which he played and the Cubs lost, he only hit 173 with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. And should excite you. He's the 18th youngest player in the game. So he's got a lot of room to grow. He's been playing. He didn't go to college. He went right into the minor leagues, got hurt. So if anything, he's maybe even a year behind. So he's young. And this blew my mind. He, of course, said, I would like to win a World Series. I'd like to win a ring. But he said that 9 years earlier, he was 14 years old watching the Cubs win the 2016 World Series. And I was like, holy shit, he was a little kid.
It feels like last week to me sometimes. Feels like a season or two ago.
It really does. But when you're 14 and then now you're 23, that 9-10 years go fast. Or no, what is he, 24 now? Yeah. So, but he goes, that's an easy, immovable goal. He goes, the fuck are you playing for if you're not trying to play in the playoffs and win the World Series? There's more to life than baseball, but maybe not for me right now. This shit is my life. That
is a great quote, because it's not the simple meathead baseball is life. He's like, no, there's more to life than baseball, but
not
like
right
now, this is what I'm doing. This is my fucking job.
Yeah.
And he understands that
and
he's
passion.
got to take advantage of it right freaking now. And that's, I don't know, that's a level of awareness I honestly did not think he had.
Well, and I just want him to live up to it baseball wise. Like, he wants to be a veteran leader someday. He wants to be one of those guys that the young players look up to. And he wants to make some all-star teams, and he wants to win a World Series. He wants to do all the things that you play this game to do. And I think that nobody would enjoy it more than Pete Crow Armstrong. And I want to see it happen more than anything for him.
But he also wants to roll around in sweet, probably faux fur jackets, and he wants to hang out with Caleb Williams and watch football and go to all the sporting events and have a good time, because like you said, there's more to life than baseball. But like, it sounds like he does understand. He's like, well, that's the off season, and now I got to go do this shit 100% right now.
I did want to play this Cody Del Mendo video that he made from his TikTok. So go follow him. He's got a new show called Wrigleyville Forever. But he had a bunch of good points. Well produced little video. Just kind of sums up what's going on with some of the Dodger fan hatred towards him that unfolded this week. Check it out.
Pete Crow Armstrong went viral this week because of this quote about his love for Chicago and his hate for Dodger fans. Hey, by the way, this graphic, I made it. It's for my podcast, Wrigleyville Forever. If you're a Cubs fan, you might want to follow it. Just made a TikTok account. Go follow it. Thanks. Anyway, it made its rounds across the internet, and we got to go through a few of them before I update you with today's quote. This fella who says that he worked at Moe's Cantina back in 2016 says the Cubs are a tourist attraction. Sorry, I don't think anyone who worked at like the 13th best bar in Wrigley really should have a take on that. This fella says, all we do is just build beer snakes and socialize at Wrigley Field. Excuse me for having fun, Justin. I mean, I know there's no one to talk to next to you when you're at the Sox games because there's no one there, but sorry, that's not my fault. Sam says that fans are low intelligent alcoholics and he can't name a single player on the team. Listen, Tony Campana follows me on Instagram for a reason. Also, Sam, based off your picture, it looks like you don't even remember the Ray Durham era. This is my favorite one. PC AAA. I gotta give this guy credit. You know, a bozo clown motherfucker. I mean, that's some hate. You can imagine hating the Cubs so much that you go and defend a team on the West Coast in a city that just beat the Bears like a month ago. I'll never understand the Cubs-White Sox rivalry, man, because it's never a rivalry, at least if you're not from Chicago, which I'm not. Now, PCA was on foul territory.
So I want to stop it there. And that is the difference. Like, I don't understand. Like, it was the Dodgers and the White Sox coming at us this week. The PCA hate, the Bleacher Jeff hate. Like, Cubs got a bit of a target on our backs right now. And it does feel like a little Joe Madden moment of embrace the target, possibly, that people are gunning for us. Like, guy like PCA putting himself out there, Bleacher Jeff putting himself out there. Like, people hate that. They want to smash you down.
Smash it down, baby. Yeah, hopefully they can back it up and be a good team. Because that's all
the
that matters.
key.
That's the key.
Well, and nobody gives a shit about you if your team's no good. You know what I mean? Like, they only see you standing out there in left field banging on the wall if somebody's watching.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're just banging for nobody. So,
which is the name of my sex tape. banging for nobody.
You call that sex? So
it was awful. It was worse than the Cupstradamus porno.
Well, that's coming later in the show. So we do have the bitch clock. We didn't. I figure we need to knock a couple of these topics off of it this week. I'm going to share my screen here, and we will look at the Cubs Wheel of Grievances. I didn't ask for new ones, although there were some grievances in there. But this is what we got. Hot farts. That seems like that's always got to be in there.
What the fuck? Hot farts?
Yeah. The Bears moved to Indiana. Toyota lot expansion. Visa issues. Well, there's one that's worked out, but we can just talk about it in general. Magical thinking. The 90s, no closer. I don't know. Do we have a closer? I'm not sure. Javi suspended from the WBC for weed. The MLB TV ESPN BS will add to it. Marquee not showing games. That's its own category, actually. Beer and ticket prices. Matt Shaw sucks. Boog being the number one sports media power ranking. Fake Billy Williams death stories. Craig's 150 pre-printed lineup cards. And Ricketts money going to ICE. Are you ready?
Oh my God.
All right. Well, I'm just going to spin it. We'll decide who gets it after.
There are like a number of those that I'm like, oh, I'm good on this one. And there's a number that I'm like, oof.
Ooh. Here we go. Oh, yeah, baby. Cotton, this is all you. Boog, number one sports media power ranking. You could finally remove this from the list. This has got to be yours, right?
Oh my God, yeah. I'll take this one.
Pressure's on.
The pressure is on. It really is.
Well, I believe in you. Here we go.
I don't.
Clock, you have 30 seconds to bitch.
Here's the thing. This is a popularity contest. It has nothing to do with what the man can actually do or not do when he's on the air. People know Boog's name. Why? Because he's a big, fat, dumb-looking motherfucker who's on the air every single day, all summer long. People think he's great. He's not. They just don't watch him. If you had to watch him every single day like we do, you'd fucking hate him too. He's the number one.
Stop your bitching.
I'd like to see him do
very
a
nice.
push-up.
Who wrote
No
these power rankings?
Yeah.
And I can't wait to give you your two Michael Go Cubs Love Boog Sciambi ball.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. No, these power rankings.
Did you know about this, Lyle?
No.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah, you weren't on that show.
Danny met
I
John
met Boog.
Sciambi. Oh my God, he fucking writes Boog. Like,
did you step on his sneakers? Did you wrinkle him?
He was on the other side of a table.
All right.
yeah.
Um,
No, but Lyle, you're right. Who makes these power rankings?
Not me.
Sciambi is like he's the guy that gets elected to the All-Star game 4 years after he's been any good, right? But just everybody knows that's the guy that plays fucking third base. That's it.
A lot of it's because he's on the show, on the game, MLB The Show. He's the voice of that. And I think he's still the voice, right? He used to be Vasgersian and then Boogs it.
Well,
now,
and he's on ESPN and he's
Doing
on
all the
basketball.
sports, yeah.
He does all these other things. And when he's on the radio, and this is the thing. Look,
he's a good
everybody knows
broadcaster.
how much I fucking hate Boog Sciambi on the fucking TV. He's
great. He's great on the radio.
Horrendous. Put him on the radio. I will listen to this dude every goddamn day.
And
he's
with
so
Doug
good on the
Glanville?
radio.
And with Doug Glanville, they're great friends. They have a great rapport. That's what friendship does for you. You have a good rapport with them.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they keep putting him on the TV. And if you are going to put them on the TV, you don't need to show them. Trust me. on this one.
Ever. All right.
Let her rip, Danny.
Let her rip. Oh, let her rip. That means hot farts is probably coming.
Oh, I love this.
It is hot farts.
Hot farts to you, Danny. You've been dying for this one.
Oh,
Nice.
God, yeah.
Camiata, too, I have to say, great quote. Boog wins gold gloves in left field.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Oh, I got to put myself in the.
He's a pitcher that wins the Silver Slugger.
Exactly. All right. Here's my hot fart.
Pitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
My least favorite thing about hot farts is the ones that come way early in the morning before the sun rises and they get trapped underneath your blanket and you're cold, so your head's under there too, and you do a hot fart and all of a sudden you're like, oh God, I'm hot boxing myself. And then you wake up and you start doom scrolling and you're still in the hot fart and you realize the hot fart is actually your Twitter feed. It's the same thing. A Twitter feed and
Stop
a hot
your
fart under a
bitching.
blanket are basically the worst things about life.
You Dutch oven yourself?
Accidentally, because you're just
Yeah.
cold and you're just hot farted and then you're like, oh, I'm cold, and you're like, oh God, what did I do?
Oh,
And you're just up.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like you wake up in the middle of the night, you gotta take a piss, and you pull your covers back to get out of bed, and you're like, oh my God, what the fuck
what did
was
I
I
do?
doing?
What was
Yeah.
I doing in my sleep?
But here's the thing nobody thinks about, though. As bad as everybody thinks hot farts are, and they are, imagine a cold fart. Okay, I think a cold fart might be worse. I don't even want to get into that.
Might be soothing. I got a TFC about that later, actually.
Well, Michael, someday when you're dead, you will have one last cold fart.
That's what you get.
Exactly.
You rub the preparation H on there, and you have cold farts.
It's like a cooling gel with witch hazel.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sharing the screen here again, and we'll see what's for Lyle. I just wanted to knock a few of these off. Glad hot farts is gone. I'm glad Shabby
This is a
is
good
gone.
one for you. It
Lyle.
is. I'm ready.
Oh yeah,
Bears moved to Indiana.
This is some shit right here.
All right.
Wait, before I go, Michael, do you think it's going to happen?
No.
I don't either. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Here we go.
Pitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
Listen, the Bears leaving Chicago would be an absolute travesty. And going to Indiana, like, what's worse than that? I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense. The Bears belong in Chicago. Going to the suburbs is one thing. Going to another state, going to Indiana, going over the border, I don't buy it. I don't think it's going to happen,
10
but
seconds.
it feels like it's getting closer and closer. Chicago and the state of Illinois need to get their heads out of their asses, make it happen, and make the fucking owners of the team pay for their own fucking stadium.
Stop your
like everywhere else,
bitching.
and fucking keep the Bears in Chicago, for fuck's sake. What a
Yes.
The Bears and the White Sox should share a stadium. Let's bring that back, and let the teams be run by the city, and let the city get the money and not the billionaires.
Right. Or build the stadium over in that area and help build that area up more. Because when the White Sox went, it didn't do it.
That
Fandom didn't
stadium
do it.
blows.
And
I'm not just biased. If the White Sox had a good stadium, I would go to White Sox games. I like going to all baseball games. Major league level play, I would absolutely go to White Sox games if they had a better stadium. That place is a dump.
The food's better. The food and beer's better than Wrigley.
I don't go to a baseball game to eat.
Me neither.
Especially if it's Wrigley, because it's too expensive.
But I always have to eat while I'm there. That's all I'm saying. And fucking Wrigley, I'm just like, everything's gross.
I like going to White Sox games. I got no problem with the White Sox games. I wish that Comiskey was still there. I wish we had 200-year-old ballparks.
I agree. That was a mistake.
I totally agree with you. Lyle, I am glad that you ended that with these owners need to pay for their own fucking stadiums.
Boom. Yeah.
Like we were talking earlier, these are hobbies for these assholes.
I know. But this
They're
is one
not
family that
fucking-
their whole life is the team. but they're still loaded. Like I'm just like, fuck you. Still, you can still afford to build the fucking stadium.
Yeah, they still have billions now.
Or just fucking stay there.
And here's the thing I hate the most, though, is all these fucking asshole Bears fans out there who are upset with the state of Illinois and Chicago because they want the Bears to pay their fucking share of it.
I know.
I literally saw this on Reddit. Somebody saying, they make $600 million a year, and the city and state want them to pay $200 million for the infrastructure. And I'm like, yeah, that's 30%. You know who else fucking pays 30%? Everyone.
Yeah.
That's what taxes are. And taxes go to infrastructure. You fucking pay that much money. The difference is, and this is why they always hide it in that 30% bullshit. If you or I lose 30% of what we made this year, that's a big deal, right?
But it's
if you have $600 million and you lose 30%, you still have $400 million.
I know.
Yeah, it's not about the percent. That's where the flat tax gets you too. They're like, "Oh, everybody just paid 10%. It's good." It's like, no, 10% to me is a lot. 10% to that guy is he's still got 50 mansions and a private plane.
Yeah, it's a regressive tax. It only makes sense to fucking 12-year-olds.
Almost with every pro team, I almost say for all municipalities, I know it's valuable to them. That's why Indiana wants it. It would be good for them. But I almost say let them fucking go if they won't pay for their own stadiums. But also everybody just needs to fucking bear down and say, listen, you pay for your own shit. Also, didn't Chicago I worked downtown in the time and had a direct view of them putting that monstrosity UFO inside of the old Soldier Stadium to build the new one. I mean, it's not that old. Why is it so outdated already? Why?
It's 20 years old.
I know. It's crazy.
Nothing.
Well, it's ugly. It looked that looks stupid. That looks stupid.
They did a terrible job. Well, they dwarfed the original. Yeah.
It's hard to get to. Like, I can see why people want it to be different for both the White Sox and the Bears, which is why I think they should combine and just make this giant multiplex. And really, when you talk about infrastructure, the CTA is outdated and it needs a huge update, but you can build a situation now with city planning to update the city of Chicago, which has a lot of people who make a lot of money in it. If you want to continue to make Chicago a world-class city, which it already is, but can continue to grow with some of the cities of the world, like we're never going to be as cool as Dubai. You know what I mean? Like, we're never going to be that space age. We're never going to have bullet trains like Japan, but we could maybe build a bike lane in a park to a stadium. You'd think we could accomplish that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Next to a lake. Would that be okay? Maybe a satellite parking lot where you can have a barbecue. You think you can accomplish that, America?
Well, they're talking about finishing the Red Line expansion, which was supposed to be completed 100 years ago. So they're getting there, Danny.
Exactly. It's fucking embarrassing.
They only have one or two more things to clear away.
Yes.
No, I really do wish more cities owned their teams. Honestly, I wish when these families would
the
get
only
to the
reason
point
to
where
be a closet Packers fan,
where they're gonna sell, that the cities would buy them, because look,
the fans,
it's expensive to have a team, but if you're pulling down $600 million, which is the probably bullshit amount of money that they say that they make, I think a city would be great. They'd be happy to have an extra $600 million every fucking year.
Those windows closed, though, about 20 years ago, Michael. I mean,
yeah,
when the Patriots were sold 25 years ago for $100 million, now they're worth $6 billion. Like, there was still value in some of those teams. You could buy them. I mean, I think the White Sox at this point would even sell for $1 billion. It's just
they would, but I still think that but they would still probably be worth it. And I totally agree with you. Like, at this, you're buying
Let's buy
high.
them. Let's
You're buying
get
high
in
at
on
this
it.
point.
Let's buy the White Sox.
But you may as well do it, because they were saying the same thing in the late 90s when they're like, oh, it's too expensive, right? But if they had done it then, they'd have a lot more fucking money right now.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
David
Woulda,
Elliott's
coulda,
pointing
shoulda.
out that the Seattle Seahawks are for sale, and they won the
are.
Super Bowl. We could own if we buy the Seahawks, then we could say that we are Super Bowl champions.
They're
'cause I'm
talking.
Super
They're
Bowl
talking
champion.
$8 billion.
We'll sell some T-shirts. We'll be good.
But here's the thing.
Come on,
It's like,
Patreons.
if you bought your team, if your city bought your team, and then you did one of those things where it was like, oh, it's half price tickets for everybody who has an address in Chicago, you're going to get people fucking moving to Chicago. You're going to get everybody in Chicago is going to buy those fucking tickets. It's going to be packed every time. And they're going to
sell out
buy it
already.
so
They
that,
sell
so
out
that
already.
they can they don't sell
need us.
those tickets. So not only are you making a shit ton of money because everybody's filling your stadium every goddamn week, but they're making money because then they're selling that shit for double and
it's not
triple
every week.
to the people from Iowa.
Nine games. I mean, I get they have concerts and I guess they'll probably play some soccer there. I mean, no, they won't. It's just going to be for football and concerts, I guess. I don't know. That's another thing they should.
Share but that's what they're doing if the Bears run this. I'm saying if you have your own stadium, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. And you could literally, instead of having stadiums like they have in West Sacramento that only fit 5,000 people and there's clearly only 1,000 people there. Like if Oakland bought the
A's,
Athletics, they would fill that fucking stadium all the time.
Yeah. And people would have more of an incentive to go. Who I wish didn't have an incentive to come is a man named Cubstradamus.
Oh, God, did he just come? Everybody duck!
After 1 week of spring training, I find watching the Cubbies draining. And if you don't want hemorrhoids, here's what to avoid. Don't spend 20 minutes on the can straining. Oh, my butt. Ugh.
I just saw 4 of his arms disappear into his crotch.
I think he was itching his butt.
Yeah. He's got
at least 2 of the arms.
His hemorrhoids have teeth, and they just chewed his arms off.
You know what? I'll say, since Cubstradamus has taken on this new life, this new body,
he's like a butterfly.
Stolen this body. I no longer actually hear what he's saying because I am just watching him and I'm shocked and frightened.
You'll have to listen to the pod. So I do actually have a TFC that has to do with roids, with hemorrhoids. I'll just share this now because it seems I should piggyback off of Cubstradamus's little hemorrhoid video. But the San Diego Padres pitcher, I don't know if you heard about this. It actually made Us Weekly, of all things. This is not even a baseball rag. This is a entertainment weekly rag. But San Diego Padres pitcher Matt Waldron has been benched indefinitely after undergoing a surgical procedure to drain his hemorrhoids.
What? I feel so bad for him. I mean, he's in his 20s, right? Like, nobody wants that out there. Nobody wants to. You don't like to talk about. The only person I talk about hemorrhoids with is on this show, and I call him all the time because he's a professional.
What do I do?
I know. I won't even talk
sit
about
on
it.
some
Like,
ice.
yeah, like I'm not even my dad. You're like, no, but there's not my brother. Nobody. I talked to Danny. That's it. Everybody else, fucking. I don't want to talk about hemorrhoids.
The worst part is, too, that this dude is a pitcher. He plays baseball. He's a professional athlete, and he doesn't want to think about this at all. And not only, like, I could see one thing. It's in Sports Illustrated. No, it's in the fucking Us Weekly.
Right. All the ladies are reading it.
His mother was shopping, and she was standing in the checkout line, and she saw that her son's hemorrhoids were being drained.
Her mom was rubbing one out to the picture of Antonio Banderas at the beach on the previous page and flipped over to her son's hemorrhoid. And it was awful. She didn't know what to do with herself.
But he could probably use one of those cold farts. I'll tell you that much.
Yep. By the way,
but it's a straining thing. You strain, you whatever, you push too hard. I'm going to guess he gets all his power from his asshole.
Yeah. Now,
really
I
pushes
don't
off.
really know a ton about hemorrhoids, but what I do know is
lucky.
you generally don't drain them, right?
No,
Like,
bad you do. They go in and operate.
I thought they cut them out and like cauterize them and make them just fucking
totally
stop. They
depends.
drain them?
Depends if there's
He might have had a hanger. He might have had a big fist hanging out of his ass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, why drain it? Just cut it out completely.
I don't think they
need
can.
you to drain it.
I don't think they can because it's like it's skin involved and all sorts of stuff. Like you can only cut out the ones that are inside. Everett Tosher says the first time my dad let my mom drive his Oldsmobile was when he was in the hospital getting hemorrhoid surgery.
Oh my God.
If your dad's still alive, I hope he listens to this show.
Because he was just outed as having the roids.
And nothing says Oldsmobile like hemorrhoids, right? Like, who named a car the Oldsmobile?
Yeah.
This is bad marketing.
Might as well call it the junk mobile.
Oldsmobile actually comes with its own hemorrhoids in the trunk.
So I'm doing the show out of order, aren't I? But I mean, should I do
there's an order, Danny?
Well, I don't know. I've kind of forgotten whether I do TFCs and then the announcements or announcements then TFCs.
No, I think you did Cubstradamus before TFCs and you had TFCs before.
That's why I'm all off because
that's why you're off.
Okay, well,
you know what? Lyle has TFCs tonight.
I did. Michael was kind enough because nobody will still show me how to use the software, so I just had to have Michael do it for me.
He texted them early, and I saw that they weren't in there, so I went ahead and I loaded up some TFCs for Lyle to talk about.
I mean, you just got off administrative duty, so that's why we can't show you how this all works. But yeah, why don't you go first then, Your Majesty?
Well, I don't know how to put them up.
Oh, I see. Oh,
work for me, monkeys.
All right. How about with the conspiracy one? How about we start with that one?
Yeah. And by the way, he's not the only Cubs response. If you go on to, I think this is on Blue Sky. This woman posted, "What's your personal favorite crank conspiracy theory?" She's mindset. Whatever. Fucking whatever. And this guy said Cubs winning the 2016 World Series.
Lyle. Fucking, you're not.
All right. Mine is the weasel that burrows into in 8 wires in the CERN Large Hadron Collider, messed with the space-time continuum, and ultimately is the cause of a bunch of wacky, unbelievably awful, but obvious shit that we've been living through. And this guy said Cubs winning the 2016 World Series is why we're in this mess.
It's true.
But if you go on and look at hers, there's like 30 Cubs responses. It's really fucking funny. It's
That is funny, but see, Lyle, joke, like the punchline only works if you set the joke up. And Lyle was like, I don't want to read all that.
You're right. And I forgot we have listeners and not visual guests as well.
You're like, read yourself. I don't got time for this shit. My ADD just kicked in.
My alcoholism
on their phone. They can't
my alcoholism and ADD kicked in at the same time. I can't. There's a smudge on my glasses.
You're like, I'm just looking at the smudge, and then I'm thinking about my laundry.
All right, I had another one, Michael. Let me see if I can do better this time. I apologize, everyone.
Well, I'll go. Oh, now you just want to go twice in a row?
Oh, is that how it works?
Oh, look at this guy! Like it's his first time on the show.
You guys have never let me play this game before. Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead. I always have to sit here and pretend I'm not mad.
So, well, mad people, I got a lot of people mad because I jumped into the Bleacher Jeff fray, and I retweeted this guy named Sox Side Justin, who said, Cubs fans do not pay attention at games. They're there to build beer snakes and socialize. And I said, Sox fans don't even exist.
Hang on.
And Johnny Tahina, yeah. They gone. They gone. They don't exist.
That's nice.
I was getting metaphysical with my trolling.
I wish he wrote
You
this
do not
gone.
exist. This gone.
This.
Yeah. Well, I have one TFC tonight.
Oh, I stopped to wait.
It's based on all the hatred, the posts from PCA talking shit about the Dodgers and everybody getting excited on Reddit and all this. I'm going through, there's a lot of things. I'm like, I don't know which one I want. And then I saw this one and I thought, oh, this is beautiful. Optimal Risk says he gets us. Just like those fucking Jesus ads that they put behind the plate all the time.
Seen it, yeah.
It's all Jesus. He gets us. And I just thought that was the best fucking response was, yep, PCA talks shit about the Dodgers. He gets us. Which, Joey,
it's great.
if you can do a video.
Oh, that's a pretty good AI use of AI. PCA
That would be amazing.
If video, rip it on the Dodgers. Oh, I love it.
Yes,
And
I would
the White
love
Sox.
to see that.
It's a twofer.
He gets
Yeah.
us. Oh,
All right,
now Lyle.
Now it's your turn.
It's
Lyle.
your turn to go with Harry.
I'm over it. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, this
it's
is a
actually
good one.
your turn.
I saw this earlier.
I don't even remember what it is. Somebody else put it up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Harry Carey kept a drinking diary. From 1971 to 72, he recorded 2,604 individual stops at bars, 3.56 bars per night average at the least. And you got to think in season, it was 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I mean, impressive. Are we sure? Yeah.
down on Rush Street where he would go hang out sometimes. Like it's kind of easy to do because you just bar hop around the neighborhood.
He would hit Gibson's and then just do the circle.
Oh yeah, and 3.56 makes a lot of sense. I mean, that sounds like a very respectable
Danny,
earned runs average.
Do you think in my drinking heyday when I also had money, so probably like bar owning in Chicago, I would go out every night at work, probably till about 4 a.m. every night. Do you think I was averaging? Do you think I hit 2,500? Yeah, I'd hit 4 bars a night. Do you think I was hitting 2,500 in a year though? That's a lot. Well, some nights I would just go to one other bar out of my own.
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe you would hit hundreds and hundreds of bars in around.
I would. I'd hit 10 in a night sometimes. I'd drag Danny around. He's like, "Can't we just sit somewhere and have a beer?" I was like, "We're getting one. We're gonna walk in the door. They're gonna see me. They're gonna put a beer and a shot down. They'll get you one too. We'll drink it. We go to the next one." He's like, "Fuck."
Yeah. I would never be done it. I'd be like chugging beers on the way, and just hammered.
Like,
let's
go.
That number really makes me feel like that's like the Wilt Chamberlain 20,000 women sort of thing. Like you look at it and on the surface, you're like, okay, maybe. But then when you really start to break it down, you're like, holy shit.
That man was out. And then he had to work the next day during the day.
Yeah.
What's that? Danny,
we know he was half drunk most of those days.
Calling baseball games and trying to say people's names backwards. What did he have to do?
But for a 120 game, what do you think his call time was?
One.
Oh, yeah, one. Yeah, Harry. But at the end, oh yeah, he showed up right before the game. No, I'm kidding. He had to do the leadoff man.
Were they ever sweating it? Were they ever like, oh fuck, is he going to show up?
Is Harry here?
Yeah.
No, I bet you Harry's the kind of guy that would, just kind of show up.
Everybody
half in the bag still and sober up, an hour before, maybe.
That was my move. I told the work people like, "Can you do this tonight?" I was like, "I got this." And then we'd open. They like, "What happened to you?" I was like, "I'm ready to go. Let's do this."
You have another drink, maybe sit in the chair. Yeah, sit in the chair, just close his eyes for a moment. He'd be good to go.
Yeah. All right.
This is the leadoff man.
Not to mention a lot of this. I mean, that was the 70s and 80s. I mean, we know what was going on in Pittsburgh, and you can't imagine that it was only happening in Pittsburgh and New York.
Yeah.
Like Harry knows all those guys.
Yeah, doing the toots.
The Pirates parrot was a very good friend of Harry Carey.
Okay, do I have one more? Oh, yeah, this is another White Sox one, which is I just found this interesting. is that Sam DeRosa said, "This is the most ironic statement ever. Cubs fans are low intelligent alcoholics who couldn't name a single player on their team." And Brisker's season says, mind you, in 2006, the year after the White Sox won the World Series and had their highest attendance in history, the 66 and 96 Cubs had a higher attendance. So up your ass, motherfuckers. They don't show up to the game. They don't show up. They don't support the team. And now the excuse is that Reinsdorf is a bitch. And he is a bitch, but they're all fucking bitches. What the fuck are we going to do about it? You know what I mean? Ricketts is a bitch too, but I was here before Ricketts. You were there before Reinsdorf, or maybe not, actually.
Well, maybe not. Reinsdorf's been here since 81.
Yeah. And I guess if you're older than 12, that you could say that about Ricketts, but if you're less than 12, then go to bed because it's past your bedtime. You should be watching the show.
If you're less than 12, go ask your parents what hemorrhoids are and why do they need to be drained.
Yeah. And why Grandpa's angry.
And what's an Oldsmobile?
Yeah, exactly. Got all sorts of questions to ask Mom and Dad. Where'd you hear these words from? I was watching YouTube. I was watching Miss Rachel. All of a sudden, these weirdos came on. They're in my algorithm.
Now I'm a radical Cubs fan.
I've been radicalized, Mom.
I've never hated White Sox before, but now they're dead to me.
Oh, man. God damn it. Well, I hate to bring it down, but I am going to because I just want to point out something about being a ranter, which it is we supporting each other and things that we're going through. There's a page on the Discord that we call, what do we call it? It's Neuro Spicy Ranters. And it's just kind of been a place where people have posted not sometimes, I guess, mental health issues, but also things going on in their lives that are maybe more personal. And even though maybe some of us haven't even met in person, we just kind of dump on there, our feelings. And it's been good. And a lot of good things and support have been given to people. Saw something today. I asked him if it was okay if I put this up because it just brings it home. And he said, yes, that I bring it up. But David Elliott, one of our ranter friends, and he'll be there Sunday. I'm thinking, at least he RSVP'd yes, when we all hang out at Almost Home watching the game. But he has a student that's been arrested, a former student who's been arrested by ICE. And he had him in class from 7th grade all the way through high school. It says his brother found him in the hallway before school and asked him if he could write a character witness letter for him. That's how he found out about him being arrested by ICE. His sister's in 7th grade and plays saxophone. David's a band director. And there are 5 kids in the family. The one detained is the oldest. I asked if she and her family were okay, and she said, yes, we knew this could happen. I thought the kids were all U.S. citizens. It turns out the oldest was born in Mexico, and the parents moved to the U.S. when he was a baby. He's never known anything else as home, and he doesn't have birthright citizenship. I've written dozens of letters of recommendations. I've never had to write one like this. Dear Judge, please don't take this fantastic young man away from his home and take him to a place that is not his home, regardless of his name and the color of his skin. So this is what our dudes are doing right now. So David, thank you for standing up for your former student. And, thank you for trying to get him out of those torture prisons. It's such a shameful moment in our country. I'm sorry you have to go through it. I'm sorry we all have to go through this bullshit, but I just wanted to put that out there.
I'm sorry that young man has to go through this because fuck ICE and fuck all this shit. It breaks my heart.
Yeah. A heartbreaking story after heartbreaking story. And it's just just if anything, it's waking people up. And I'm very thankful for the ranters and the little group that we have, because it does make me feel supported in times like this. And that David felt comfortable enough with everybody that's in on that Discord page to share that. And I appreciate that, because these are hard times and we're all doing what we can, but it can all add up to something good. Right. So we got to stay hopeful,
and in a world where, and we're getting to an age where it's hard sometimes to find new friends or to know who you can talk to,
especially you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great that, even though we don't all personally know each other. We're all in this group together and we're friends. And there is that spot in our Discord that you can dump this stuff and know that you're going to be supported, and people are going to be in there and try and help you out. If just to say, hey, I'm with you, I'm sorry about that. It's tough out there, and the internet is a horrendous place.
Oh, to hell. Let's have bots. That's the thing. It's a lot of it's bullshit. But.
So it's nice that there's at least some place out there where you can actually have real conversations sometimes when you need them.
Yeah. And, and that's kind of why we keep the Patreon going and keep the show going, really, after all these years. Like, I mean, we don't care about the Cubs really at all anymore. It's just something to talk about, It's just like those old men. You hear about the old men that show up to their, friend group that they meet at the bar on Thursday nights, and they have a list of things they're going to discuss. You hear about the old guys doing this? I
love it. I love it.
Well, that's kind of what this podcast is in a way.
It's absolutely what this podcast is.
Yeah, it's just like the Cubs are a jumping off point because we all love baseball. So, it's fun, and we have lots of times to get that. I try to put us together as a group in person because that's, I think, important. And I really hope to see David on Sunday. But I do want to wish Sarah Sanchez a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Sarah Sanchez.
Today. Yeah, I think she's 25 years old today.
Oh, congratulations.
She's very
finally
young.
rent the car. And then Sarah's going to be there, I believe, on Sunday. Michael, why don't you drive up?
I might. I'm still debating. I've got things going on that I can't commit to anything, but there's a very real possibility I could just get up on Sunday morning and drive up there. But
drive
I
up.
Figure some stuff out.
2 to 5. You drive back. You're home by 10 o'clock. You're good.
Sleep on Danny's couch. Drive back in the morning.
Sleep on my couch.
I've done it a number of times. I did that when we went to the Lost Boys thing. We just drove up that day, hung out with the Lost Boys. I drove right back. So it may happen. I'm debating it very strongly. I also wanted to say my 50th birthday is coming up in a few weeks, and if
you're not 50 yet, Jesus Christ,
yeah, right.
If anybody would like to give any money to my radio station, KICI radio.org.
In Cincinnati. No, Iowa City. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. KICI we have no money. We broadcast to a 5-mile radius. I have a show on there where I talk about cover songs. I edit. I do audio editing for a few other shows. I just do stuff. We are currently.
Are you streaming yet?
We are working on it right now. This week, Lyle, okay. We are working through the issues, right? Because there are rights for songs and shows and all that stuff. So you can't just throw it out there, unless it's AI, of course. But yeah, so we're working on getting all that taken care of. So we have been doing it, and pretty soon, within the next month, I'm going to have a link if anybody would like to listen to our show on or our radio station on the internet.
I look forward to it, and I, as Danny's manager, give you the rights to all his music and parody and comedy, and you can put it all on the air. Okay?
Yeah, I actually realized that I never released what are the old Bad Teenage Mustache albums on all the streamers and stuff like that. So I should come on and promote a album that I recorded 16 years ago.
Yes, and let's release it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, do you guys see that dog back there?
Yeah.
Yep.
This dog has been a pain in the ass. You don't know this. All night this dog has been annoying me, and now
it's all sick from the peanut butter.
And now the dog and the cat,
Mom, what does he mean by peanut butter party?
On the couch, hanging out. Jesus Christ!
Now the cat's covered in peanut butter too. Oh God, this is horrible.
Yes, we did go over 2 hours, people.
Yeah, we did it for you. Well, we
shout out to Yumper. 2 hours, baby.
There's a lot
of Ranter Fest is on 6/6. buy a bleacher seat, right? Cincinnati on 9/19. Everybody
go,
be there or
September
be
the
square.
19th.
Don't forget about the calendar party on Sunday, and there's a meeting of the minds on 3/3.
Well, this is
everyone's going to show each other their penises. I think is what I heard.
Something like that.
Something serious.
I've been involved with a bunch of political stuff here on the North Side with a group called One North Side. They're on Lawrence and Sheridan. And there's going to be a mass meeting. So if you live on the north side of Chicago, if you want to get involved with people that are organized from organizing housing rights issues, come on, show up. I'll be there along with some of my other compadres over there at contact me. And it's Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, I think. I'll be there. So that's all I want to say about that. And that's it. Hashtag chance in the chat. Let's give away a chance postcard, shall we? Let's see who we got in the
Am I gonna have to do it again?
17 names. By the way,
that's the bitch clock, you fucking idiot.
Oh, you can't see it?
It's the bitch clock.
We see the bitch clock.
Oh shit.
God damn it.
All right, here we go. All right. Okay. I'm making it happen. Here we go.
Hey,
we're back in
media professionals.
It better work. It didn't work last week.
Now I could win. Look, I'm in there. Son Ranto Show could win. Which I think should be. Then I don't have to send a postcard.
No, then you have to write one to yourself and read it on the air.
No,
Dominic, though. This time I'm going to spell his name without the K.
Nice. No, Danny, if you win, then all of the ranters have to send you a postcard.
Oh,
so you would get like
I got to give him my address.
Postcards.
Or Michael, Danny has to write a postcard to every ranter that ever existed.
Oh God, and every Patreon person that quit. Yeah, that's what has to happen. If I win, I got to send one. I'm begging them to come back to Patreon.
Yeah.
So
save our show.
Save our show. Yeah, we should say that, like, you know, that we're in danger of going out of business, you know, like, you know, kind of how Michael's radio station begs for money.
Yeah,
we're in danger.
Doge took all our funding away.
Yeah, Doge took all our ranter funding. Only you could save us. Yeah, we have to act like we're gonna go away. What did Dominic say? That's 3?
Yeah,
3
that's
wins
3, but he's still waiting on the first 2.
He didn't get him. He didn't get him. Oh, come on.
Oh, it's in the mail. It's in the mail.
Actually, do you know what's in the mail? Is his razor calendar. I sent it today.
But
I should have put his postcards in there.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Get your shit together.
I know. I'm an idiot.
We know that.
Yeah. Well, and then on that note.
Spagog! Oh, wait.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. Spagog!
No, that is where we're at. Spagog.
Well, I wasn't ready, though. Okay.
Spagog!
Now I'm ready.
Spagog!
Rob Manfred likes opening days in winter. Likes baseball games that don't go on too long. Rob Manfred likes more offense from the hitter. Likes juicing up the ball and hitting domes. Intentional walks with just a finger. And old umpires who are always blowing calls. Likes the National League DH. But one thing Manfred hates. Rob Manfred hates baseball. Rob Manfred likes a pitch clock for the pitches. And batters who stay inside the box. Likes lessening the ball drag with lower stitches. And half the teams making the playoffs. Rob Manfred likes pitchers who face 3 batters. And not paying minor leaguers at all. Like the catch don't block the plate. But one thing Manfred hates. Rob Manfred hates baseball. Rob Manfred hates baseball. Rob Manfred likes TV deals and blackouts. He likes letting the Houston Astros cheat. He likes how ticket prices keep the fans out. And Xing teams out of